PlayStation, PlayStation, PlayStation. What the hell are you doing? Today was supposed to be another Xbox video because I've been going hard on Xbox all week. I feel lied to. I feel led astray. And there was another situation that happened with that Sarah Bond interview where she basically just gave non-answers the entire time. And I feel like you could have interviewed, someone on the street about the future of Xbox and gotten like the same answers because there was nothing there of substance in there. And it just goes to show you kind of how the hierarchy of Xbox is just all over the damn place. But no, we have to talk about PlayStation today. Because when you make a mistake, whether it's in business or in life or in anything, it's okay. It is okay to make a mistake. The point of a mistake is to learn why it was a mistake and then grow from that and become better of that. I have made a million mistakes in life. I will continue to make a million mistakes in life. But every time I make a mistake, I try to learn something from it. And I try to grow as a person and whatever the case may be. But PlayStation didn't get that memo. They didn't get that memo. Obviously, this is something that is foreign to them because they're idiots right now. You might remember Helldivers 2. And there was quite a situation with Helldivers 2 on Steam that we talked about on this channel. Helldivers 2 came out on PlayStation 5 and on Steam. Everyone was happy. Everyone was enjoying the game. Not my cup of tea per se, but I could see why there would be some value in it for a lot of people. But then all of a sudden, it came out that you would need a PSN account to log into the game on Steam, many months after the game was already released, with really no sort of warning that this was actually a thing. When the game released, there was no word said about this. It was just assumed that you would just play the game on Steam like you would any other game. But no, out of the blue, all of a sudden, Sony needed to implement this because they needed to protect you. Protect you. PSN. That service never gets hacked. Except for like every other year since the PlayStation 3 era where data gets out there and people get it and Sony never really does anything about it. But no, they never get hacked. So rightfully so, people were upset by this. So what did Sony do? Well, they looked at the drawing board and they decided to walk it back, but not before a bigger problem arose from this situation. Because if you are requiring a PSN account to log into a game, well, there are about 170 or so countries right now where PSN is not available, meaning that the game would not be available for purchase and refunds would be given for Helldivers 2 if you were in one of those impacted countries. And these are countries where people play video games, like Puerto Rico is one of the countries where PSN is not available. So really, that's just kind of a bigger issue overall. Is like, well, why is PSN not available in so many different countries? But alas, that's not what we're here to talk about today. All of that kind of leads us up to where we are now, because you're supposed to learn from the mistake. You're supposed to learn from your wrongdoings, because you got review bombed on there. People were pissed off. But now, you got another game coming out. May 16th, a mere few days from now, onto Steam, Ghost of Tsushima, Director's Cut. Many people are excited for this game. Got enhanced graphical capabilities coming out on Steam. Hey, it's a single player game. There's only a co-op multiplayer aspect to it, but you don't have to do that. So I am 100% sure I won't need a PSN to log into this on Steam, will I? You didn't learn your lesson. You stupid bastards. You are absolutely out of your mind. You didn't learn a damn thing from Helldivers 2, because now the game is getting review bombed because, once again, Sony is requiring a PSN login into this game if you want to play it on Steam. So now the game has been delisted in over those 170 countries where PSN is not available. Because if you're being required to log into something and you're not able to access it, like, what are you supposed to do? Lie? Is that what companies want us to do? They want us to lie, use a VPN or something like that? Like, you literally cannot access this if you are in one of the 170 affected countries. So the game has been delisted. It's getting review bombed. And the problem is that Sucker Punch themselves announced that PSN linking would only be a necessary thing if you use that co-op multiplayer mode. And this was a few days ago. But now all of a sudden, you need the PSN to log in, period, point blank, just to play the game. So you're releasing a game on Steam, a worldwide global market, but you're making it so that many countries, over 170 to be exact, cannot access this game because you decided that it needed PSN login at the last second, because people have already been pre-ordering this game. If you pre-ordered this game in one of those affected countries, you've already got your refund. You've already got a message saying that the game has been delisted and that you have your refund back. What the hell do you think that's going to do for sales? Now, granted, I understand that some of these countries might not be as big as other countries, but cumulatively speaking, I said that word kind of too fast and it didn't really come out right. Cumulatively speaking, that's going to make an impact on things. Plus, you're going to have people who look at this and they're like, well, I don't want to support this. They're screwing people in other regions. They're screwing gamers in other regions for absolutely no reason. And you think people aren't going to be upset about this? You think people aren't going to be mad about this? You're trying to make a bigger push into things like Steam and PC gaming. But when you change everything, if it had always been, see, that's the thing. A lot of people that defend this are like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. The problem is, if it was always this way, if it was laid out clearly going into this, then at least, you know, you could kind of blame yourself to some extent. The problem is they're changing things at the last minute or after the game comes out. Like, if I buy a game for $40 and all of a sudden I need some additional login that I didn't need 3 months ago when I bought the game or whatever, like, that's going to piss people off. And when you're pre-ordering a game, and the game comes out in a mere 5 days from the time of the filming of this video, and then all of a sudden, you're like, oh, wait, you need that PSN login. Even though Sucker Punch said you would only need it if you did the online stuff. Like, that's a problem. That like, make some freaking video games. How about that? You know, make some video games that people want to play. Because right now, your PlayStation 5 lineup is barren as a wasteland right now for 2024. You're porting these games over to PC. You're putting games over on PC. And then you're pissing off those people, too. So you've got disgruntled console owners. You have disgruntled PC owners who wanted to potentially experience these games. What's the point? How are you not learning anything from this? What are you actually gaining from having someone create a PSN account and then log into that PSN account? What benefit does it have for you to track people's information, to track people's data? Can't you just do that with the Steam data? Like, there's no protection here. I trust Steam way more than I trust PSN. Way more. Especially compared to what PSN offers. But no. These companies, this is the problem. A company should be trying to appease the consumer. Okay? Like, I get it. There's a delicate balance here. You have to do what's good for you, and you also have to do what's good for the consumer. But at the end of the day, who is paying your bills? Who's putting money into your pocket? Who is making the company profitable? It's the consumers. And if you piss consumers off enough, you make enough mistakes, and you don't learn from those mistakes, people are going to stop rocking with you. You know, there's a shift happening right now with video games where these companies are just getting a bit too ballsy for a lot of people. And they're getting a bit too, I guess, big for their britches and thinking that they are more important than the consumer. They are more important than the people that they are trying to attract. And in the long run, that's not going to work out for you, dude. So Ghost of Tsushima, you know, it's already getting review bombed. It's already getting a ton of negative press leading up to, and you have to feel bad for Sucker Punch. You have to feel bad for Sucker Punch because they don't have any sort of input in this. Sucker Punch isn't the company saying, hey, you need to implement PSN. No, it's PlayStation. It's Sony. So now they're a casualty of this. People are going to be pissed at them. People are going to be pissed at PlayStation. For what? For what? This industry sucks. The gaming industry sucks right now. And I can't stress that enough. Your damn eyes for once. Think a little bit outside the box. Remind yourself that the world does not revolve around you. And all because something might not directly impact you now doesn't mean it's not going to directly impact you in the future. Modern gaming needs an enema. And we might end up getting it sooner rather than later if all these companies are starting to report, things aren't really working out, layoffs, studio closures and stuff like that. I don't know, man. But this is just such an issue that is manufactured by Sony themselves. So I have no sympathy for PlayStation in this. I have sympathy for Sucker Punch. I have sympathy for the customers in those 170 plus countries who now cannot play this game even if they pre-ordered it. But no sympathy for Sony and PlayStation in this because you're jackasses. And until you learn what you did wrong, until you learn that you've lost your damn mind, things are just going to get ugly for you. Let me know what you think about this in the comments section down below. Are people overreacting? Because they're not. And is this something that is impacting you? I know I have a lot of people in various countries. I did a live stream yesterday, and man, just all over the world, people were tuning in. That was kind of cool. I like streaming kind of like in the middle of the day because you get, other countries and stuff like that who are just waking up or going to bed or something like that. So, RGT is a global brand, baby. And for my global people out there, I want to hear from you. If you're having, issues with this, I want to hear your thoughts on it. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. Hit the bell as well. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. If I don't see you tomorrow, happy Mother's Day to all the MILFs that watch my channel. Later.